Welcome back to one of my videos. Today I'm going to be talking about my sling. Basically, I have a day sling. Previously, I talked about my everyday carry pouch, which has basically everything I need on my day-to-day basis. However, when I know that I'm going to be out and about for the day, I use my day sling. I also have an overnight bag, and I will talk about that in the next video. But essentially, I have things that I carry every day, and then for when I have like events in the daytime, but I know that I'll be back home, I will use my day sling. And if I know that I'm going overnight somewhere and like I'm going on a trip, like if I'm traveling, I'll just put my day sling in the backpack, which is the overnight system. So this sling bag is the Tomtoc Aviator 3.5 liters. It's about $50 retail. I think this is honestly really good. The only thing that I wish it had was a grab handle, because sometimes, like, you know, trying to pick this up from when it's sitting on a table is a little awkward. But all in all, I got really no complaints. I thought about trying to mod a grab handle onto this, but it's a little tricky because you can't really sew nicely because there's an inner layer. But I'll get more to the bag itself. Before we get inside the contents, I have an S-beaner here on one of the anchor points, just obviously convenient to have. You can put an umbrella or like my hat on here. I also have this clip because one of my hats that I wear regularly has no hole, and so like I can just clamp it, but it's a little kind of iffy at times. Let's see here. I also have a full review of the bag on another video, so you can find that. I have here a whistle. This is just an emergency whistle, and it had a lanyard on it at first, but originally I taped it, but the tape kept getting removed because of wear and tear, and so I just hot glued this whistle into place. So yeah, oopsies. It was supposed to be able to slide up and down, but oh well, that's fine. This is my bag and no one else is really using it. The back pocket is a flat pocket that you can keep things, and here I just have emergency cash and some masks. And also sometimes when I'm traveling out and about, I will put my wallet into the backside here, and it just sits nice and flat against it. Then we have the main internal pocket. I will go over, and then I'll do the front pocket. So the main pocket, I have this is sort of like a scarf, but you can wash it and it'll be damp, and you can wear it around your neck and it keeps you cool in the summer. So I have this here. Unfortunately, it can kind of smell at times, so it's kind of imperfect. Then I have, if you saw my earlier video about EDC carry, I have a Nanobag Micro in the pouch. This is a Nanobag Pack, which turns into a little cinch bag that holds 14 liters, so that's really good for when I have a chest sling. And then if I need to carry something else, like I go out and about and I see something and I want to put it in a bag, I can do that here. It's very convenient. This is just hand sanitizer. I got this at a Pride March. Next, I have in the main pocket, I absolutely love this. This is stick sunscreen. I don't really like how the spray kind feels. It doesn't feel good against my skin. That said, it is a little bit more effective because I have used the stick kind. It's really important to reapply sunscreen when you're out in the sun for a lot, and so one of the things that I do in networking, one of the common things is there's a park that I'm outside at and everyone's there, and so I can like reapply sunscreen, but it is important that you try and get the whole shoulder, because I accidentally have like a square that looks nice and then a red sort of side surrounding the square. But this is Neutrogena SPF 50. Almost have gone through this whole thing. This is really good. The other thing that I've kept in here on the bottom is some deodorant, because again, when you're networking or you're at an event like PAX, it is very easy to perspire. I really like that these two sit on the bottom of my sling bag head to head like this. Hold on, like this looks a little awkward. It sits nicely on the bottom like so. Bam bam. Now I'll take these out for now. The next thing I will show you, you probably might have seen this big ass thing. It's not even that big, but this is a flask from Rocket Scienz with a Z. I believe it's 17 ounces. You could fit a regular water bottle in here, but I feel like a regular water bottle will take all this interior cavity. And so I have quite a large flask that sits in the tech pocket in the back. This tech pocket is big enough for a Nintendo Switch, which I can confirm is true. And the other thing that I keep back there in this tech pocket is just a big handkerchief. If you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they always say to make sure you have a towel with you, but a towel is rather large, and a handkerchief is not. Also, the Tokyo Center for Disaster Relief, which Tokyo has a lot of earthquakes and tsunamis and such like that, so they have a designated disaster center, which is also a museum of sorts, and they actually recommend having a handkerchief. You can use it to cover your mouth if you if there's fire. Obviously you can just use it to wrap things. It's just very convenient, and I like penguins, so I got this handkerchief. Let me just fold this back nicely, and so that is a nice little thing in there. The next two things I have here is just a first aid pack. It's got band-aids and gauze and other things. I have business cards, obviously not applicable to a lot of you, but for me, I do a lot of networking, and so they just live in here. The next thing, actually, I'll just explain how the pack is built inside real quick. There's this tech sleeve, there's the main cavity in the bottom, and then there is these two sort of stretchy pockets. That's where the first aid and business cards go. And then there's this sort of zipper mesh pocket. In this zipper mesh, whoopsies, it fell out. I just have a little phone powder. It's a power bank. You can get any power bank. This is Inu, but like Anchor is totally fine if you're looking for recommendations. The next thing in here is the Boruit V30, and I'm gonna be so honest, I don't really use flashlights. I do think that it doesn't hurt to have a flashlight in like a big bag like this. I'm not really a big flashlight user. I know a lot of people are like, oh, your phone flashlight's so bad, but like 99% of the time the phone flashlight does work, and I don't have to carry an extra object just because the EDC Loadout guy says I have to. But I will say, one, I do like that this clip, it can go up this way, it can go down this way, and the head swivels. So that means that I can put it like on my shirt this way, I can put it on my hat this way, and there's a magnetic base. There's two buttons, and there's like a bunch of different modes on here. One is turbo, which is really bright, like really bright. And then the other one is this alarm. This gets to my next point where, shout out to Maurice Moves. He has talked about how if you're worried about self-defense in another country, you probably can't carry a knife, and you certainly cannot carry a gun in other countries. But a flashlight is legal everywhere. You can turbo blind someone, just flashbang them like this. I tried to do it for this camera before, but it literally flashbangs you. And so that's a way to get out. And this one also is like a good safety thing. Like if you are worried that someone is gonna like attack you, this alarm will probably shake off like 90% of people that are just trying to like pick a stranger to, you know, like get a quick thing, right? So if I was to just get a new flashlight now, if I didn't already have this, I'd probably get the Wubin G5 because it's inexpensive and way more idiot proof than me. But I do like that this has an alarm. It kind of glows in the dark too, and there's many settings. I have a photo saved on my phone to be able to refer to the instructions, but the fact that I have to do that, I don't know, I have mixed feelings. But I think the flashlight is good. It's just that it doesn't suit my needs necessarily, and I bought it partially because like everyone's like, oh, you gotta have a flashlight, and I don't know, I don't really agree. And lastly, we'll get to the front pocket. In here, I just have a couple of things that I don't normally access too much. A tampon, a spare scrunchie, a pen, even though I carry a pen everywhere, some wet wipes. This actually is the Revlon 6-in-1 tool. It is nail clippers. When I am traveling abroad, I cannot carry my nail clip Victorinox 580 because there is a knife on this. There's no knife on this. It's quite large. It does have a nail catcher in here. The scissors just kind of spill out. It's not the best, but it does have scissors. And it does have nail clippers, which are things that I can't really live without, as well as a few other things. This like nail pusher here, nail file. This actually is kind of nice, so you can use it to like scoop dead skin out. It's kind of weird, but it's not the best, but it is what I need when I need it, when I can't use my regular nail clippers. I have Pepto, another tube of chapstick, a handful of cough drops, and more Pepto. This is just like a little arthritis band because I sometimes, my arthritis flares up and it just keeps a little pressure on my fingers, which is nice. I'm just gonna put these back in here because it's not really worth scooping out. This is Narcan. I know a lot of EDC people are all about, like, in case of emergency. This actually expires soon, so I'll need to get a new thing of Narcan for emergency. But a lot of EDC people are like, oh, I have a knife or a gun in order to, like, protect someone. But honestly, I think Narcan is a legitimately bigger, more important thing. It's not as, like, cool as a lot of EDC stuff. But I do think that even if you don't know people that do drugs, Narcan can still save someone's life, and there are, like, normal non-drug using people that can be affected by this. I have heard that in my training, I did a CPR certification and a first aid certification, but in my training, like, someone's wife took their regular, like, pain medicine and somehow it got, like, tainted with fentanyl or whatever, and it can save someone's life. So while not as sexy as a self-defense tool, I carry Narcan just in case. I have a Samsung SmartTag, smaller than I thought it would be compared to an iPhone Apple Tag, which I don't use iPhone, but I thought it was going to be significantly bigger, and it's not. It's actually quite nicely sized. And the last thing, some of you may have heard of this, and this maybe not a lot of you have heard of. On my key leash here, I have this little thing here called Heat It. And Heat It is this tiny little USB-C thing. You stick it in your phone, and they heat up, and then you press this into bug bites. It does hurt a little bit, but it, due to how it works, it reduces the swelling, the pain kind of numbs, and it prevents you from scratching. Like, I get bad bug bites. I don't know if it's like a blood type thing, but when I get bit by bugs, I itch really hard. And so this is something that I keep in my day sling. I don't keep it in, I used to keep it in my pouch, but I figured that the day sling makes more sense. And while I was traveling in the summer, oh my god, did it come in clutch. Oh my god, do I hate bug bites. And it's very helpful. So this is, again, my day sling. Do I need everything in here? No, it's actually probably way more packed compared to my everyday carry pouch. I am a little bit of a maximalist when it comes to putting things in bags, but again, because this is not a bag that I carry out every day, it is more likely to have more shit that I don't regularly use. So like this front pocket, again, I don't regularly use. The few things I do, like the nail clips are easy to get to, the key leash is easy to get to, and those are my relatively most used things in the front pocket, and then everything else in the main pocket, being like the phone charger can live in here comfortably. I keep the flashlight next to the phone charger because it's also electronic, and I just keep those zipped up. And then here's the sunscreen, deodorant, business cards. And these are just like some plastic containers that you can get from any container store or any sort of dollar store. They're not nice or special or whatever. I don't know where they're from, to be perfectly honest. A water bottle here. Oh, and also I do like that the orange interior is nice and high vis. Also, like, I know a lot of, I do wish this actually came in more fun colors, like some of the other Tomtoc stuff, but I gotta say that this, for the price to performance, can't really be beat. So I can zip all this up. And again, this is kind of bulky, and I could pare down some things. So if I were to, I'd maybe cut the flashlight, and maybe remove some of the crap in the front pocket. But otherwise, I am very happy to have all these things out and about when I am. And again, like, the balance between use what you have and have what you use, as well as you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. There are a lot of things in here, like the main things, like the sunscreen, the deodorant, the phone charger, like, and the water bottle, of course, I use all the time when I'm out and about. But Narcan is not a thing that I've ever needed to use, thankfully, and I would hope never would need to. But obviously, use what works for you. This is, again, not prescriptive. It is what I carry. If there are things that you found helpful as ideas, let me know in the comments. And if there's any things that you suggest or how you use it, also let me know. This is, again, the Tomtoc Aviator 3.5 liter in my day sling. So when I'm going out and about, I just carry this, and it usually covers me until I get home. So thank you for tuning in. Next video will be about my overnight bag, where I we'll use that. I don't always carry the day sling because sometimes I'm just going to my partner's, but I will go over what I keep in there as well. So tune in for that, and thank you for watching.